Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. Where's your witness?
In the evidence.
That's hearsay.
It's notarized.
I still say it's hearsay.
She's fair.
You're going to help these young men learn how to do this the right way.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's firm.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, I don't need to say anything else.
She's honest.
I'm not your child and I'm not your friend. That's the order of the court. Goodbye.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean.
All rise. Both parties, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you, Will. You may be seated. In the matter of Alana Cheney versus Carlin Dixon, Ms. Cheney, you're suing your landlord for $3,067 of hotel costs that you incurred when you moved from the apartment for a weekend?
That is
for fumigation purposes?
That is correct.
Okay, so tell me how you got to $3,067.
Well, I moved into her duplex, and about 2 weeks in, I blew a fuse. So I call her. She comes over.
How did you blow a fuse?
I had the microwave and the blender going at the same time. I was making dinner, and I guess I wasn't supposed to do that.
I heard you had the microwave, the blender, and a third appliance going at the same time.
Oh, yeah, the air fryer, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a big meal, so.
Yeah, all of those going at the same time in a duplex.
I've run multiple items before. I guess I just never have had that happen.
It all depends on what the wattage is, but you need to find out. They didn't have air fryers and microwaves and all of that stuff when these apartments were built. So go on, you blew a fuse.
Yes, I blew a fuse, and she came over, and she kind of was giving dirty looks all over the place.
Why?
I don't know. She thought
looked at your apartment and saw what?
I had a lot of boxes because I had only been there for 2 weeks. I moved in because there was so much space. I brought stuff from storage, and I had my boxes because I hadn't gone through them yet.
You had things that you had in storage plus the things that you brought that weren't stored, and you hadn't unpacked.
Correct.
And she didn't like the way the place looked.
Yes.
All right, go on.
Okay, so she did help me. She mentioned a lot of boxes, but she didn't say I had to get rid of them. She just mentioned them. I thought it was rude. 2 weeks later, I saw a couple roaches in the kitchen. I immediately alerted her. I've never lived somewhere that has had roaches before. And she freaked out. Yes, roaches are gross. Nobody likes roaches. That's why I told you about it. Just call an exterminator.
How long had you had the boxes in storage?
About 1.5 years. They were mostly my art supplies. I'm an art teacher, so, I don't want to waste things. I have, paints and dried, pastas for the kids. And
pasta?
Yeah, you
real
need to make
pasta?
the macaroni. It's dried. It's packaged up.
Yeah, but after so long, it can create a problem.
I mean, it's in a sealed box. I don't understand what the problem would be.
Boxes from a storage facility for 1.5 years because the little critters crawl between storage facilities. Don't you know that? But go on. Nevertheless,
okay.
You got a roach problem.
Yes. An exterminator did come by. He told me to get rid of the boxes.
And what did the exterminator tell you about the boxes?
That roaches like to live in cardboard boxes.
Ah, just like I said, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So I did make some headway with that. I consolidated. I got rid of a lot of the boxes. And he sprayed and came back a month later.
And what was the condition a month later?
There were still a few boxes there, and he found roaches again.
Okay.
So then my landlord tells me that the place has to be tented. And she only gave me a few days' notice to find a hotel for the weekend.
It was a week.
So I'm calling around all over. There was a big convention in town, and I couldn't find anything cheap. So I booked what was available, which was an executive suite. She told me she would reimburse me for the hotel cost when I presented her with the receipt.
You moved into an executive suite, you said?
That's what was available.
Answer my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
At what type of hotel? At a 5-star?
Yes.
For the weekend?
Yeah, by the ocean.
By the ocean. So you down in Ocean City, and your apartment is in the city of Baltimore, within city limits,
Correct.
and you couldn't find anything other than Ocean City.
Well, I don't feel like I should have to drive
I didn't
over
ask
an
you
hour.
that. I didn't ask you what you felt like. You said I couldn't find. There's a difference between I couldn't find and I didn't look.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
She didn't look like the type of person that would have, like, you know, parties on the weekends.
Why do you guys keep sizing people up based on looks?
I don't know. I just
They
didn't
don't
have
look
anything
like
else
this,
to
they
go
don't look like that. That's how people get killed.
And later,
And the parent took the evidence to my team. My team showed me the picture, actually, that they took of her in the car, and she has a full joint in her mouth.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Alana Cheney, who is suing Carlin Dixon for hotel expenses.
I know there's a whole lot of places between there and Ocean City. Even if you had to go right next door to DC or even Virginia for less money. So you paid $3,067 for the weekend.
Yes.
When was the last time you paid that for yourself in terms of a luxury hotel?
Never.
That's what I thought. Now, Ms. Dixon, I'll hear from you.
Judge, so I'm here today because she brought me here suing me for that amount of money that I know I don't owe her, because I was able to find a hotel room at a reasonable price.
Because you moved the same weekend. You left your apartment too.
Yeah, the whole building, we got the whole building tented. So I had to go find a hotel too. I found a reasonable price hotel. She said there wasn't one.
So what did you pay at the hotel you moved to?
My
for the
hotel,
weekend?
it was only $89 a night,
Okay, nearby.
nearby. But
Okay,
I just,
so what happened? And how long have you had this duplex?
So I've had this duplex for 5 years. I bought it and I decided I was going to live on one side and I was going to rent the other side. So I've had other tenants before her, and those tenants were amazing. And the only reason why the last ones left is because they moved to a different state. So when I met her, you know, she told me she was an art teacher and everything, and I thought she was fine. You know, I liked the fact that she was a teacher, and, you know, I figured, you know, she didn't look like the type of person that would have, like, you know, parties on the weekends.
Why do you guys keep sizing people up based on looks?
I don't know. I just
They
didn't
don't
have
look
anything
like
else
this
to
and they
go
don't look like that. That's how people get killed, based on looks. You're a landlord. You don't go on looks. You ask questions. You take applications. You do background checks.
Well, I did also do that.
Jeffrey Dahmer didn't look like a killer, but he was.
Yeah, neither did Ted Bundy.
Right.
But I did
So
do a
tell me I
background
did
check,
background
credit check.
checks, not I looked at somebody.
Yeah, her rental history was fine. But, you know, she moved in, and then a couple weeks later, she blew the fuse because she doesn't know how to plug things in one at a time. So I came over, helped her, looked around. There was boxes to the ceiling. I have photos. Can I give them to you of
You can
the
give
boxes?
them to Will.
It's just a mess. And I think I saw a roach in the picture, actually. So those boxes piled to the ceiling. So the first time I saw them, I made a comment about it, but we hadn't found roaches yet. So I just made a comment about the boxes piled to the ceiling. A couple weeks later, she calls me and tells me there's roaches. And I just could not believe it. I mean, I could believe it because I saw the boxes and I knew that she brought them. And then when I found out that she brought all those boxes from her storage facility that had been there for a year and a half, I knew that she brought the roaches. And so I called an exterminator. The exterminator came out. He said that she still had the boxes there after I had already spoken to her about them. So I mentioned it again, please get rid of the boxes. So then the next month when the exterminator came out for the second time, you still had those boxes there, didn't you?
It's my apartment. That's what apartments are for.
It's a duplex.
Your items.
Bugs can go through back and forth through duplexes. So after that, I found a roach in my kitchen. And that was the last straw. That's when I decided to tent the whole place. I let her know on a Monday that she needed to be out that following weekend. So she had a whole week to find a place. I found a place, no problem. We hadn't communicated after I told her, go ahead and find a place. I'll cover the expenses of a hotel for the weekend. We hadn't communicated about it until she gave me the bill.
Well, I think you shouldn't have left it open-ended, go find a place. because you leave yourself open to people who are unreasonable. But I think there is a reasonable interpretation of go find a place. How much was she paying for rent?
She was paying $1,500 for rent, and when she gave me the bill,
$1,500 a month for rent?
$1,500 a month.
So that's about
for
a $50 per day when we do a per diem. So you're living in a place that you pay a value of $50 per day, yet you go live in a place for the weekend that costs you $1,500 per day.
But none of that was my choice.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yes, it was.
And
All of that was your
I told
choice.
her I'd cover $1,500.
Did you tell her $1,500 before or after she gave you the bill?
After she gave me the bill.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And you wanted the $3,067.
Yes.
Nah, I think you're wrong. If she offered you $1,500, you should take it, because I wouldn't have paid you that, because you live in a place per diem is $50 a day. But you go find a place at $1,500 a day. That's almost 10, 20, 30 times what you're paying. The law says I have to give you what you're equal to. I can't take you from living in luxury and send you over to non-luxury, nor do I have to take you from non-luxury and pull you over to luxury. I keep you where you're accustomed.
And I figured that she's a teacher, on a teacher's salary, that she wouldn't splurge. And she said she used her credit card. I mean, who does that without even knowing?
You do that when you think somebody else is going to pay for it. That's who does that. You get unreasonable. You get ridiculous. You do what I say. When was the last time you paid that kind of money for yourself to live in a place like that? Never. So you do it at somebody else's expense if you can get them to do that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to order you to pay the $1,500 that you offered to pay her. I think that's more than reasonable for the weekend. That's still $750 per night.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, but you offered the $1,500. That's what she can get.
Okay.
$1,500 judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,500.
I'm supposedly have this big conspiracy to take advantage of everyone. No.
Just be happy you got the $1,500. You should have gotten maybe $100 per night.
Coming up,
One of the parents, audience members of the show, saw me smoking my medicine in my car, and that's why she asked me to leave.
Saw you smoking your medicine known as marijuana?
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated. In the matter of Jessica Lopez versus Ella Bailey, Ms. Lopez, you're suing her for $1,500. You say she withheld the final payment for your performance.
Yes, that's right,
Under the
Your Honor.
contract, and you're saying that she violated the terms of the contract. That's why you didn't pay her.
True.
Ms. Lopez, tell me what happened.
Your Honor, what happened is that Miss Bailey hired me for a do-it-yourself craft show for her venue. What happened is that I did perform the first half of the show, and I wanted to continue and finish it. However, Miss Bailey did not allow me to, so I do feel that I deserve that money. Mind you, the only reason she didn't allow me to finish the performance is because one of the parents, audience members of the show, saw me smoking my medicine in my car, and that's why she asked me to leave.
Saw you smoking your medicine known as marijuana?
Yes, Your Honor. That's right, but I do have a medical marijuana card, so this is something that I do take for anxiety that was prescribed by my doctor, so it's not for recreation or anything like that.
And who was the show that you were performing for? What was the age group?
This was for younger kids, so ages between 5 to 12 years old.
But she explained to you about something related to your behavior and conduct around kids, did you not, Miss Bailey?
Yes, I did.
What did you explain to her?
So I had explained to her that we host this event. I had her, I had all the entertainers do a drug test that morning. And she had passed and everything was fine.
Coming up,
They're not able to do anything, like any type of drugs or anything like that. They need to have a clean drug test.
She said she had a clean drug test.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Jessica Lopez, who is suing Ella Bailey for breach of contract.
But I had contracts with all of the entertainers, including her. I'll actually give that to you now. So basically it states that They're not able to do anything, like any type of drugs or anything like that. They need to have a clean drug test.
You said she had a clean drug test.
Exactly. Yeah, she did.
Okay.
That day.
Okay, your moral clause: maintain a safe, inclusive, and morally upright environment for the convention attendees. Both parties agree to ensure that all activities, presentations, performances, exhibits, and materials presented at the convention shall align with and promote positive values, ethics, etc. Okay, so it said that during the performance. What happened during her performance? Did she perform appropriately for the age group?
She performed fine.
Did she do it well?
She did it well, but
Did the kids see her smoking weed? I was told
No.
that some parent went out to the parking lot and you went to your car in the parking lot.
It was actually a parking lot across the street, so
Across
it was
the street.
off of the property.
Off the property?
Yeah.
Okay.
and
you-
actually it happened before her first set, though, is what happened.
Let me see your medical card. It says she has a low THC oil registration card.
Right.
But that medicine right there is just like taking an aspirin. If I have a prescription for a opioids when I have a pain and I got a prescription for that, you can't stop me from taking it. You said that she performed.
She
did the
definitely
job well.
performed, right.
And some parent complained after the fact.
Yes, and the parent took the evidence to my team. My team showed me the picture, actually, that they took of her in the car, and she has a full joint in her mouth.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
That's what prescription for low THC is. You can smoke a joint.
But the fact that she was around kids, had already smoked. In fact, it seemed to me that she had deliberately waited to pass the drug test and then went to her car before the performance
See,
to go
now
and smoke.
now you're acting and deciding what it was.
I mean, that's true, but I decided not to pay her and decided to have her leave and not do the second set just because she had breached the contract.
I don't see where she breached the contract because she did what she did. She smoked the stuff, but it didn't have any effect on her performance. And then morally objectionable is one of those things that your morals you object, but the law says it's not immoral. So morally objectionable things are subjective things. If some people is morally objectionable if two people hold hands. So she did something legal. If it was illegal, that would be one thing, but it was not illegal. So you're upset that she stopped you from the second set,
Yes, Your Honor.
but
that's
she paid
right.
you for the first one.
She paid me a deposit to go to the show, so that was $500, but we did agree for an additional $1,500 once I finished the show.
So you didn't finish the show.
Correct.
You did one set.
That's right.
So you owe her $750 for the one that she finished. So judgment for the plaintiff, $750.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $750.
I did the job, and I'm glad that I got paid for the hard work that I did.
I'll give it to you. You finished the first set, but you know, next time you should let your employer know about your ailments.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.